Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews, and even loved and enjoyed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Also on HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few networks coming to you soon. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, baseball gear, makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. He's backed by popular demand, singer, songwriter, multi-talented artist from New Jersey to Florida, and going back and forth along the East Coast. Who knows where he's going to land? We'll find out about that. He's been influenced by Michael Nesmith, Elvis Presley, and several other artists, and also featured on several podcasts, and he auditioned for America's Got Talent. He had a previous release called Because of You, and his long-awaited album. We'll be talking about that as he reflects his career. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studio somewhere on the East Coast. And you can think about the reflections, Don't Be a Beautiful Liar, and more. And just a driving force. Ladies and gentlemen, singer, songwriter, multi-talented from New Jersey to Florida, Micky Gallina with an update on Reflections. Micky, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, Mike, and everybody out there. And thank you for having me on the Mike Wagner Show. And also, too, I'd like to hopefully one day that your commercial could be brought to you by Coca-Cola, because I got to tell you, it's a delicious drink.
Well, you know something? If you can get Coca-Cola to sponsor me, I'll be glad to split the profits with you. Can you do that? Can you call Coca-Cola and say, hey, can you sponsor Mike Wagner Show?
Because I got to tell you, take Coke, no Pepsi.
Coke, no Pepsi, Pepsi. It sounds like almost Saturday Night Live skits. I
feel bad for Michael because he burned his hair, you know. So.
cheeseburger, no fries, Pepsi, no Coke.
Well, you know, speaking of the Elvis and the Michael and the John Lennon, I mean, this is where it all started for me, and the Monkees and the Beatles, because and the Gripweeds, the Grassroots, and all the many talents of the past, they really inspired me because I got to work with a lot of my heroes over the years. And I will say it all started where I was trying to cross over from being a tribute artist, to give you a little detail of my story of making from tribute artist to being a musician and singer and songwriter and recording artist. This is the album that began, Just Me, Micky G. That's the very first album that ever took place and made me 2 of my original songs that I wrote, called Will You Miss Me When I'm Gone and Just Me, Micky G, where I was detailing of the 4 biggest people that I used to tribute to. The late great of the Monkees, which is Micky's still alive, the Beatles, which only Paul and Ringo are still alive, and John Lennon was my big influence as well, and then also with Elvis, you know, Michael Jackson and Elvis, which they were also inspired, and also remembering Michael coming up, wow, from 2009 to now. How many years is that? Wow, it's been a long time now.
Oh my God. I think I lost count after a while, to be honest with you.
Well, you know, the thing is that I'm the age that Michael died at age 50. And I have to say, being 50, but getting halfway into the 6-month period has really made my fear go away in a lot of ways. that I've outlived because I just recently in June had a heart attack and then recently had a heart attack in April. So I had heart surgeries. Other than that, keep on ticking. That's what I'm doing. So that's my first album. And also, too, this is my second album. It's coming up on July 11th, which will be the 8-year anniversary of my CD Because of You. And that is coming up on July 11th. It's also the anniversary of Rob Grill of the Grassroots, who passed away on that day. Um, and August 16th was when the first and the second album kind of began. And that was also on the anniversary of Elvis's passing,
Mm-hmm.
and also Madonna's birthday, too. And I think it was Whitney Houston, too. But anyway.
Holy cow. A lot of people around that range.
So
Unbelievable.
a lot of these people were really connecting. And then I actually, around Christmas time, I decided, since it's also my birthday, I'll be 51. I even did this. I even dressed up in a Santa Claus outfit, calling myself Santa Mickey, and did the Mickey
Cool.
cover of Silent Night. And then now we're getting ready to talk about the album that was just released. It came out in copies on May 5th, released on June 4th, and June 5th, and June 8th, and June 12th, and June. Actually, I even just released one today. And that's to Peter Tork's pal, Mr. James Lee Stanley. He was my last send out today.
No, that's
So,
amazing as well, too. And of course,
yeah.
we will talk about reflections in just 1 minute, but quickly, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time for give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoyed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, or 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, including Hamilton Radio, Diamonds FM, Oldies and Radio, and more. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. And support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with singer, songwriter, multi-talented artist Micky Gallina here on the Mike Wagner Show. And we're here to talk about the long-awaited Reflections. And, once again, tell us more about the album and maybe some songs like Dark Clouds, the title track, Beautiful Liar, and more.
Like I said, all of this from this of me as being the late great Michael Jackson back in the day, that was me doing one of the dance moves, to changing into this, to becoming this, a little bit older and more wiser. But anyway, I'm this, so so in regards to being this and to being this, the great songs that started me off on this album is the first song that I had written, called Dark Clouds and Sunlight Skies. Believe it or not, I had first time ever been plugged was on the Tommy G show in New Jersey. That was the first time I ever plugged it. I also, second time I did plug it again at a Monkey Jam in 2016. So it's on YouTube. And it's actually, I would say, the rough cut version of Dark Clouds and Sunlight Skies. And then the actual clear, crisp version is right here on the CD that I had written and produced as well. Also, the album is produced by my good friend and pal, Mr. Rick Ryle of the Gripweeds, who is also one of my many musical heroes, as opposed to the greatest of Mark Dawson of Grassroots, John Billings of the Monkees, Rich Spina and Billy Sullivan of Hermits, who got to be a part of this wonderful album with the 2 great, finest ladies I've ever known, Miss Wanda Berter, Miss Wanda Crowder Burnsworth. That's a long name to say.
Mhm.
And she and I had co-wrote a song, Beautiful Liar, as opposed to where Ginger Adams and I also wrote the song Reflections of a Musician, which identified a lot of my earlier works as running the circuses, the carnivals, that kind of thing. I was no con artist because I'm the kind of person, if you came to my ride, my boss wasn't looking, I let you on for free. Just like when I dished out a few albums for free because I want you all to know and to enjoy. And if you love what you're hearing and you want to enjoy it, then when the next 100 copies come out, buy a copy for your relative, buy a copy for someone you love, because I guarantee you it'll make them want to sing and dance when you hear my album Reflections. Thank you.
Mhm. You also have in there too with Never a Dull, Nightwing,
Yeah,
and
yeah, we
also
can talk a little bit. Well, Dark Cloud.
KQJ&P. What is KQJ&P, first of all?
All right, yeah, all right. KQJ&P is a song that really directs back in the days of my childhood, and I'll give you like a perfect example because in the whole thing, okay, if you take KQ, okay, hang on, I'm gonna do something here
A
because
little magic trick, folks.
this is no, I'm not doing a magic trick now.
I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. So how this goes is okay. As you can see, you have a king, you have a queen, you have a jack, and the ace of the spades, or if there was reference to, say, the Joker in the bunch of it all, if I could find the Joker.
You must be
Uh,
with Batman, I'll bet you.
and yeah, he must be flying with Batman. No, wait, no, he got caught up in the air somewhere. No, he's in there somewhere. There he is. And then the Joker was referenced to puppet. But
Mhm.
sometimes the reference of that puppet is a reference to the strings behind the card, me.
Huh.
Because when I was a child, I felt this way. I wanted to be somebody, someone. So when I got out there, the strings started to slowly get cut. The motivation started to come. The inspirations of the others cut the strings and made me more real and live and existing. So as a child, I felt kind of in a box, like had to do what mom said, had to do what dad said. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So my breakout was trying not to be controlled. I wanted to kind of be my own boss. I wanted to be my own person. So that was when I talked about the castles and talked about the inspirations of someday. Now I'm in a house that looks like almost like a castle, and it's very beautiful. And it's actually, my lady's house. She owns it. And the thing is that with her and me, it's almost like I'm living in a Walt Disney castle. And I'm that was named after Mickey, not the mouse per se, but Dolan that was named after of the Monkees. So I wanted to be someone that could be respected and treated and enjoyed. So King, Queen, Jack, and a Puppet is the title. I initialed it because I knew it would trip all the listeners to think, what is that song? Okay. But when you play it, you're going to hear me say King, Queen, Jack, and a puppet, and a little boy and girl, about having them to live in a world of peace. Because we have been fighting so long that we want to have peace. We don't want no more wars. We really do not want no more wars. And the thing is that now we hope our children will fight for us, because we're at the age right now where we don't want to fight anymore. We want just peace. We want to be able to sleep and know that nothing's coming to the roof and going to hit us in the head. So that's what that kind of was all about. It was sort of kind of helping to find yourself, to be yourself, to grow within yourself, and to be somebody. And that's what King, Queen, Jack, and the Puppet is all about.
Hmm. That is really interesting too. And I think we covered Never a Dull, Nightwind. There's
Never a
also
dull moment. Never a dull moment. Me and my pal from New Visions, Mr. Carl Lights, he and I had co-wrote. Carl never wrote a song in a day in his life. He never wrote a song, as he claimed to me. So I said, this was before I was going away, because I was saying goodbye to a friend here in Florida, where I flew from Jersey to Florida and then back. And then I ended up with a day delay because of snowstorms, and I couldn't get a motel. And I had people telling me, like Billy Sullivan once said to me, "Man, if I got to be stuck in Florida, I'd love it." Well, yeah, I would have loved it too if it was a different sort of way. And Billy Sullivan's on my album, by the way. He was my lead guitar player for Reflections of a Musician, as well as Rick Ryle. We did a lot of doubling up, like John Lennon used to do back in the days, because the fat sound, the double sound, it just sounded really good. And it brought the 60s, the folk, and the rock kind of vibe. And that's what we were doing.
Hmm.
And songs that I had written and co-written with some of the people on there. And I had a pleasure working with Carl, and he learned so much, and we worked very well together. Now, Ziggy and I worked very well. We were very good harmonies together, because when I put Carl and Anthony together, they were great harmony when it came to Driving Force. They were the first singers to sing it that I wrote, and I came in as a second. So when they go first step, first gear, I'm singing Get in the Car. That's my voice. They're singing the first step, first gear, get it, whatever, as the song goes. And it's a fun song, but it's a great song. I think it would be great for traffic school. So if you get a speeding ticket or something and you have to go to school, that'd be a great song to be playing in the courts and say, yeah, my pal Mickey wrote that. I'd be like, okay, well, if he can handle the driving and not get a ticket or run against a red light or be caution at yellow and go at green, maybe I can do it too. So it's just sort of kind of an education, like I was teaching the people, stop speeding out there. Because I saw a major accident, folks, today. It was terrible. Major accident. And the thing is that, I mean, if maybe they listened to my song and if they had had my CD, maybe this would have never happened. So maybe not. I mean, I'm only pulling straws on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just hope and pray that these people who, because I saw some bodies laying on the ground. I saw.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Unless you want a gory detail, but we could save that for Halloween.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine too. We'll do it another time.
I pray for the families wherever they are. I do pray for them. It happened on 19 and here in Spring Hill. And
wow.
Send the families my best.
Okay. We also have Roselit Eyes as well too. Bottom feeders, fade away,
Right.
and tell us about those.
Bottom feeders, because we were talking about Ziggy. See, Ziggy came in. We were working the night on the 8th. On the 9th, we brought it into the studio. I didn't really do more than maybe a little percussion and singing, but I wrote the song, and I had Ziggy playing the intro. I had rhythm with Rick and Carl, and pretty much it was just the four of us on that. There was really nobody coming in on that song except for the four, New Visions and Rick Ryle. That's pretty much who we were for Bottom Feeders. And I was calling it a group song because we wrote it, and Bottom Feeders was referring to the people who bully others, and we all took a lot of abuse in our young child days, and sometimes in our mature adult days too, as well, because people don't know how to play nice, and they get mean, they get cruel, and they want to, whatever. And I've had people say, "Oh, I know what bottom feeders means. Oh, you're talking about the stuff in the bottom of the ocean." No, I wasn't singing about the shrimp and all that other stuff. No, that's delicious to cook. I'm talking about people who don't think and put direct sense. I want them to know I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but what I'm trying to tell you is don't bully me, don't bully my buddy Mike, don't bully anybody else. Just enjoy. When you meet us, you'll like us, but don't rip us apart. So what I'm saying is that, and even to the kids in school, be different, be unique, be yourself. Don't let anybody put you down, because if you look at Alice Cooper, give you a perfect example, normal kid growing up, but now he's got the makeup and the snake and the cane and the whole thing. And hey, I even got a cane too. But you know what? It's all right. And I need that cane for balance because of my 2 heart surgeries, because I'll tilt over like a weeble wobble, but they don't fall down, but I fall down.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so other than that, I do a lot of sitting and try to move as much as I can,
Mm-hmm.
doing all my procedures. But I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging on by the hook. Okay.
That's a good thing, Captain. And also you have the last track, "Will You Miss Me," as a bonus, and tell us more about that one.
We spoke about Bottom Feeders. We spoke about Dark Clouds. We spoke about Reflections. We spoke about Roselit Eyes. Okay, to talk about Roselit Eyes. Roselit Eyes was about a song. I was very young. I was walking home. I met this lady walking down. Didn't really, I never thought about the age difference. I was 16, but she was 31. I didn't know that right away. I didn't know that until after the fact. But you know what? When you felt lonely and you felt like you needed some kind of companionship and kindness and whatever in your life, I felt like I was starving for affection. So when I saw her and then found out in the song, I'm singing about a son. But I will say this, I'm going to leave it at that because it's the opposite of son. You'll figure it out for yourself.
Oh,
But
that's
what
fine.
right. So in other words, I'm protecting the child in the song. But as far as it was her mother and myself. I loved her. I cared for her. I kind of felt that I knew what love was at 16. And I kind of got involved. And then all of a sudden, we we actually had twins. Sadly to say, our son passed and our daughter survived living somewhere in Melbourne, Florida, like towns away from me. But I didn't even get to meet them. I only knew of them. So I never got to meet them. And sadly, my son is gone, but my daughter is alive. And then I have another son and daughter with a real marriage that I had, who now their mother is gone, and they're happily. One is living in Chicago, not Chicago, Colorado, and the other one is living in upstate New York. My son has my grandson, who's going to be turning 1 in August. So anyway, but with the songs that I'm talking about with Roselit Eyes, it was about the first girl that made me very happy and put a smile on my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very grateful for this woman because she, as much as we kind of both educated and so forth each other, but my parents told her that she had to leave town and I had to say goodbye to her and I never could see her again.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a heartbreaker. And a lot of these songs you hear, like even with Nightwing, they have a story to everything. And I almost drowned. My brother and he was being silly and ridiculous, and I was just a little guy, and at the time, and I almost died. But I learned my lessons of learning how to swim and be a better swimmer. Because if something ever came to altercate of that, at least I know I could be able to save my life at this age now, even later on in life and earlier on in life. So
Okay.
that was kind of a survivor song, as much as most of my songs are about surviving and love and so forth and peace and so on and so on and so on. So Night One was written, by me and Rich Spina, who from Hermit's Hermits, came in on keys. I wanted to get him like earlier on, but it was just his time and place where he had the time to do it. So I got him in. He played a great keyboard play on it. Reflections, when people hear the flute sound, it's not a real flute. It was actually done on a keyboard by my producer and friend Rick Ryle. And it's amazing for the things that they did. And Mark Dawson lent his voice, and John Billings came on. Now, Mark and John stayed with me at the very end because New Visions became a breakup band. We broke up, and we were coming to the end. And Fade Away and Will You Miss Me When I'm Gone were the last two to make its appearances because Fade Away was shelved and then brought back again. December 6th, it was finally complete because, as I said, years later, it took me to finally release the album, and it just happened this year. And I released 100 copies that sold out today. But when it came out, and I'll be getting more if people want to pre-order them. If they don't want to pre-order them, I want to turn every one of these CDs and I want to turn it into a box set with a storybook that I'm going to write. That's going to go in a box set.
Okay.
And I'm dropping as well. So when it comes to Fade Away, it was, because and before I get to Fade Away, Roselit Eyes, I want to mention you're hearing a banjo in there. That was played by my New Vision bandmate, Mr. Imal Hasu. He likes to be known, but he was known as Ziggy Grover at the time. He's the youngest of our band. I was the second. Actually, I was the second oldest because Anthony joined us. So then that means I moved from second to the youngest to second to the oldest. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how that happened. And Carl was the oldest. And Carl and Ziggy were giants. I looked like I could be Davy Jones with the band because I was shorter than they were. And even though I'm I'm more of Mickey, but yeah, I could have been a Davy Jones.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so with all of that, so that was the banjo introducing with Roselit Eyes. And then when it came to Fade Away, I wanted a mandolin. Now I haven't had a mandolin play since on my album that I wrote a song called Christina on my second album. And that's because of you. And then I brought the mandolin back again on my song Fade Away, which was done by the wonderful, talented Mr. Mark Dawson and my pal. Matter of fact, he's plugging his CD today. I can't remember the name of it, but he's plugging his CD today. So congratulations to him. I'm going to be hearing his music about 8 o'clock, I think, or 9 o'clock, or whenever I'll jump in whenever I can when we're done.
Okay.
We're not done. So anyway, so Fade Away, I brought in the Monkees, and I got to do it this way. The Monkees bass player John Billings wanted to show the car.
Hi. The
Yeah,
Monkey Mobile. That's right. I remember
Yeah,
that. Yes.
Yeah. So I wanted to do that. Hey, with the Monkees. Okay, I brought in John Billings, and what a wonderful guy. And also too, for all the people who was wondering what happened to me back on June 15th, I was hacked on my old Facebook account. So if you're hearing this interview and you recognize me from the old account, come on and join. And I'm still there. I'm rebuilding. And as far as I'm concerned, I only have one page. Some of these other pages need to be deleted. And whoever is running them, stop it. Because I'm recruiting a new page here in the future. Sorry for the loud noise. People like to do speed.
That's good. I think it's one of the fans who want to say hi to you. So
yeah. Hi, everybody. How's it going out there? All right. Shut up. I'm in an interview.
don't say that.
All right, be quiet, everybody. Shh. Or like, no, well, Little Richard was one of my heroes. He would play on that keyboard, on that piano. He goes, "Shut up, Tutti Frutti," that kind of thing.
Too funny.
But anyway, seriously, no. I still love you all. All right, good.
Certainly do. And in the meantime, where can we find reflections and all your music at?
You just come to my Facebook, approach me, send me a private message, and I'll take care of you personally. It's not someone pretending to be me. It's the real me. And I'll take care of it.
And certainly do so. We're here with Micky Gallina with Reflections on the Mike Whitener Show.
And his glasses.
Correct. Yes. Right. And what else can we expect from you in come up in 2022 and beyond, Micky?
Well, in 2023 to come, I'm auditioning for America's Got Talent a third time. Third time's a charm. I'm also, I'm mixing around about doing a new album, but not rushing that yet because it's only been 100 copies of Reflections. So I think I would like to see another 900 to 1,000 hit before I start reconsidering an album, because that would make more logical sense. The box set of these CDs minus the new title of a new album that I got coming, I would like to see these CDs become a box set, which I'd like to do that, and perhaps a remaster of the first and second. And I also would like to add with my Christmas single that I speak of, even though I did a cover on this, it's a cover version of My Silent Night, I'm planning to also do my own original Christmas song to go with that. And that is a 2-song splicer of an original and cover that I plan on doing. So those are some of the updates about what I'm going to be doing, America's Got Talent. I'm also trying to get on some other shows. I've been looking at The Lyrics. There's another show called The Lyrics. I'm looking at approaching The Voice. I'm looking at approaching some other musical shows to give me some platform boost. I'm looking also eventually to get a band together. I'm thinking about calling it New Visions 2 or maybe something new. I haven't decided what name yet, because we'd like to be able to take all the songs that I had written with some of the bandmates that I might recruit, and also plugging. There is a friend of mine who's going to be joining me in this band. He's here today. He's actually my pal and roommate, housemate. His name is Mr. Joey Douglas is his name. And he's going to be joining me. He's a young man of 29. He's got impeccable skills for guitar. He's really good. We are looking at a few other people. It's a possibility. I've been talking to my recording engineers of Florida here, my first recording engineer, his son Brandon. We're looking to recruit him. And so these are the two younger guys. I'm going to be the oldest one in the band.
Okay.
Looking for three young, well, one more young guy to join us. We're possibly considering this guy Taz for drumming. We haven't had anything locked yet, but we're working on it. And most of the places want to recruit people when they have bands. So it's like, and I also am game for house parties too. So like if you want to fly me out and pay me to play at your place and bring in people, there's a price value that they do it for, and I can get all that information and I can send that to you when we're ready to make a go on it.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's like the 5, but it's a little more for the fly out.
And what is your email in case anybody requests you?
Yeah, if you would like to do that, you can send me an email at lowercase mickg. I'm sorry, let me say it again. Lowercase MICKYG 2571 at gmail.com.
We will certainly do so. Once again, we're with Micky Gallina and his brand new release, Reflections, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Micky, a very big thank you for sharing. You're always welcome to come on board, and looking forward to having you on soon. Once again, tell us your website. How do people contact? Where can people purchase Reflections and all your music at?
Just Facebook me, type in MICKYGALLINA, and that's the one way you can connect with me. Down the line, there will be websites that I will give you updates and so forth and so forth. But right now, I mean, since I got hacked, I have to rebuild again. So the mountain came down, but I'm going back up again.
There you go. That's a good thing. Micky, a very big thank you for your time. You're always fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep this up to date, keep in touch. Love to have you back. We wish you all best, and you've got a great future ahead of you.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Catch your reflections in the holidays.